Many thanks for staying with us. Nigerians today commemorated the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, and our correspondents have more in these reports.
Now, it is the first Armed Forces Remembrance Day for the administration of Governor Siminalayi Fubara. He pledged the state government's support for the military to enable them discharge their constitutional mandates. For the veterans and their families, fresh commitment was made to their welfare, particularly for the education of their dependents.
As a subnational government, we will continue to support the country armed forces to the extent that we can to enable them discharge their constitutional responsibility to our state and the nation. We will also continue to provide financial and material support to our veterans and their family.
May I, with humility, crave your indulgence to request your kind assistance as we appeal for support to our scholarship scheme, as to enable substances of our children, of our fallen heroes in the tertiary institutions who are beneficiaries of the scholarship.
In Asaba Delta State, the governor, Sheriff Oborowore, laid the wreath at the foot of the unknown soldier alongside his deputy, heads of security agencies and traditional rulers to honor fallen heroes and personnel in active service. For his part, the commander of the Nigerian Army's 63 Brigade used this year's event to draw government's attention to the plight of widows of military officers.
Every serving personnel now, he's sure that even if he has retired, even in the course of his death, there is a day set up by the federal government to celebrate and remember them. So I think it's very good in order, and the morale of the troops is very high.
Most times there's a platform they have for the widows, but in most cases all these provisions don't get to them. It's somehow hijacked. But if we're able to channel these things to the right people who actually have the needs, it will do us a whole lot of good.
Enugu State Governor Peter Mba praised the sacrifice paid by members of the armed forces for the security of lives and property, promising to support them to do more. The Nigerian Legion and Military Widow Wives Association acknowledged government's gestures towards them, but say there is still room for improvement.
Our responsibilities as the beneficiaries of their great labor of love can only be to ensure that their high price is ultimately not paid in vain.
Let us come and integrate, recruit all these persons and use them for the purpose of enhancing security in the state and even for other purposes too.
We need the government to come to our aid, raise us up, so that we can be able to take care of our children whose fathers have laid their life for this country.
In Abia, Governor Alex Oti said improving the standard of living of veterans and serving military personnel would be given top priority by the state government.
The welfare of our men and women in uniform in their service and post-service years has not received the quality attention.
Since our husband left, we have been suffering. But now I've seen that the present governor has decided to take care of us.
While reflecting on the past, stakeholders also made the case for equipping the military to tackle contemporary challenges of insurgency, banditry, oil theft, and other acts of criminality.
Doing today is just to show the gratitude of our fallen heroes who have fought for us, and we don't need to forget them. That is the significance of this celebration. I pray that may their soul be rest in perfect peace.
Today's celebration, which is the final parade and laying of wreath, is a culture of honor for our heroes. It is the highest way of showing respect to the fallen heroes. Microcredit loan scheme for the widows of the departed heroes, which is at zero interest rate, remains a unique program of this administration. This is support their business to enable them to take care of themselves and their children.
It's a solemn day of reflection at the Remembrance Arcade, Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos.
Every year, Nigerians set out to remember their fallen heroes, men and women that served the country. On the front line, many have paid the supreme price while serving the nation. And so it is customary that on the 15th of January, they are remembered.
Governor Sanwo-Olu inspects the Guard of Honor. The governor, alongside his deputy, Lady Reeds, as a mark of respect to the fallen heroes. The wreath-laying ceremony climaxed the 2024 Armed Forces Remembrance Day. The 21-gun salute and release of pigeons are all in honor of personnel of the Army, Air Force, Navy, and the police who paid the supreme price. Governor Sanwo-Olu spoke on the significance of the day.
It's a day to continue to pray for the repose of the fallen heroes and for serving officers to know that the country will continue to appreciate their gallant work, even while they are alive or even when they pass on, as it has become a national significant day that everybody must honor them, appreciate them and wish them well and continue to encourage them.
In December 2023, Mr. Sanwo-Olu donated 50 million naira to the State Council of the Nigerian Legion as part of his administration's commitment to make life easy for legionnaires and families of the fallen heroes.
All of us know that the pledge is there, and definitely by the time we get it, we will use it according to our needs. Even the aged one and the weak ones among them are expected to be properly taken care of.
Mrs. Oluwaseyi Ilia lost her husband, Major Yerima Ilia, in 2017.
He was right in the Northeast. It was only when he decided to have a pass to come to the house, he couldn't make it again. As if he was pushed to the house to die. And that was how I lost my husband. My husband is an infantry and a gallant officer. Major Ilia, may his soul continue to rest in peace.
This event also honors veterans of World War I and II, as well as the Nigerian Civil War. Adedoja, Salam Adeniyi, TVC News, Lagos.
Let's bring in our State House correspondent, Femi Akonde. Femi, we're celebrating Nigerians, veterans, and fallen heroes. Walk us through the mood at the event.
Hi, Bosede. Well, it's a solemn ritual celebrated annually by not just the Army, but indeed by Nigerians in commemoration and celebration and appreciation indeed of the efforts of the Nigerian Armed Forces in defending the territorial integrity of the country and keeping citizens safe. It's not a day given to stitches. So President Bola Tinubu, as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, came there to lay his wreath, which also symbolizes his support and the government's support for the armed forces. And beyond the symbolism of the wreath laying, what is most important, it's the programs, policies of President Bola Tinubu to help families of fallen heroes and also improve the welfare of officers who are currently serving, especially those in the front line, helping Nigeria tackle its many security challenges from kidnapping to banditry and other kinds of threats to national security. That was the message, the undertone in the whole symbolism of the celebration of Armed Forces Remembrance Day today, and also to ensure that these officers are well motivated. We heard from one of the sound bites here, one of the widows of the fallen heroes, saying that it's the first time in the history of this country that they'll be getting the kind of support they are getting from the Bola Tinubu administration. You recall that just during the Yuletide, they got 250,000 naira each from a program under the Renewed Hope initiative of the First Lady. So all of these are some incentives and motivation for the troops and families of the fallen hero by this administration. All
right, Femi, we thank you very much for that update, and have a great evening. And well, it's 58 years today after the